Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. This has finally been emptied out, that's good. Today, I need to plan how I'm going to do the next Vitamelange material, but I have some stuff that I need to fix while planning it. Ooh, this is finally running out. Nice. It's taken a very long time. But I really need power on this planet because everything kind of broke. Because for some reason this didn't loop properly. Something. So Vitamelange planet and this planet both need power. I also need to figure out why I'm not producing enough cables here. Chromium. Oh no, did I? Oh, I replaced the pin. That should be control 6, where the control 6 that was there should be the other one. How do I get rid of this? Shift, control right click. Okay, this is not running because this is not going because this is struggling. It is struggling because it's playing catch up. Still producing 400 per minute, which is the design capacity, I think. It died for several hours because I didn't have power, and I just finished adding power here not that long ago. Okay, that tracks. Which is why I don't have this, and it all makes sense. So many of those need to be crafted. Having 2 of these does drain cables a lot more. If I only had 1, I'd be fine. Then I wouldn't be able to make this how I wanted it. But as I do this, Vitamelange itself is not a complicated process. It will be reasonably simple to set this up. It's all of the things made out of it that add complications. That doesn't look right, but it's fine. It just isn't good. Silly. Yeah, it should be fine. I should hopefully get enough energy injectors to make 2 more power supplies. I'll need more platforms though. For all of these solar panels. Oh, I'm sure on processing units. Interesting. That one's a little bit surprising to me. Ah, it shouldn't be surprising. I'm out of chromium. That's why. And then this planet is gradually going to fill that up, and then it's going to launch and it'll deal with itself just fine. I really need to be more careful with planning that stuff. so that I actually keep an eye on stuff when it breaks. I could fly here now with a bunch of uranium to try and get the enriching back up and running. Maybe it just... I definitely had enough for that to cycle. Maybe it... power died coincidentally at a bad timing? I don't know. I could fix it and leave it nuclear powered for now, because that will be a faster fix. But while I fly there carrying all my uranium, I need to plan this. Okay. That should be more than enough. If I can fly there, it'll be fine. I should probably check if... yeah, plenty. Never did set up a proper system for those, and I never will. That planet is called Sinza. I think it's actually a moon. Okay, I'm flying. Now I can start planning. So, 50 of these is a lot. The 8 belts worth of nuggets. And the fact that the science has a step that needs nuggets, but it will cut into the amount of... eventually the amount of Vitamelange that I need will... stuff will be decreased, so it should be fine with the current amount, I hope. Should be more than enough is the real hope. But 8 belts supplying 50 is not a great number. 4 supplying 25. Maybe I do 28, so 56. Chemical Plus, I should start at the start. So, this is its own deal. That's fine. That's just mining. Small number of miners. Excellent. 3 of these going into 20 of these. I'll do 21 pulverizers because... I don't know, that will be less annoying. So just 3 belts, 21 pulverizers. I could try to change up. Instead of doing just a giant line at the top, I could try to do something different this time. Not that it will be significantly changed. They have an output of stone and wood as byproducts. There's no recycling here. This step is where it recycles. Everything before this can just be a normal process, with the exception of the fact that I need to source my methane, but that is fine. Do I have methane in this orbit? No. So these are... ooh, those produce 10 per... ooh, 15 to 20 per cycle, 4 per second. Okay. I think the easiest plan... the garbage gets fed... that will not work. Because it won't... it would have to, like, feed like that. And these are more than... yeah, combined it's more than half a belt. So that won't work. It would have been nice Well, this area's getting worse. Okay. Because of that. I gathered pretty far outside. And what's the evolution factor at? 0.97. I don't know why my mouse is so weird right now. But it is. That should be a few dead. That's an interesting forest. It could be worth setting up a space laser just in the Novus orbit just for quick bits of destruction. I'm gonna call this good enough because I just want less complaining. This process is simple enough. I could do the normal idea. So I'm gonna input. Two groups. And to mirror it, and then a third on top. Have all this feed down to the input to the rest of the system. Some of it can be filtered out for other uses. So those are 0 to 2, 0 to 4. So it's not every time, but it's a reasonable amount. 0.2 and 0.4. Oh, so it's 2. Yeah, okay. 2, that's a fifth. Okay. So it's 1 and 2 is the average output, which means it's an even amount between 0 and 2? Okay, every 10 gives 0, 1, or 2, which would average to 1. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 averages to 2. Because it includes 0, which is why it's different from dice rolls. If you're rolling a dice with 1, 2, 3, 4, it averages to 2.5. Okay. The 0 is a very important part there for it to be a nice number. Ship the outputs to the left. And it would be reasonably... whatever, just there. It'd be pretty easy to manage. But is it necessary? Could I instead plan to ship it upwards? Probably not. I think this is too wide to go. Yeah, if I could go one further, I would, but it's unfortunate. I guess I could potentially do stuff like this. To try and just change up the design. It'll be more fun to look at. Then I can create a funny centralized line. Oh, also my math was wrong. This belt amount is for the entire thing, not for each individual. So each individual could probably fill half a belt. If you divide this by 3, this is about 0.2, and this is about 0.9, 0.09. So it could all fit on one side of a belt. But once I combine them, that's where it won't work. This is a little bit silly. And this should probably go the other way. Because having it all run the same direction would be a bit pointless. I really don't need it. Oh yes, if I wanted to run it that way, that won't work. It would need to run on one side. It's just not going to be nice. No matter what I do, it's not going to be nice. Let's just fix this. Come to terms with the fact that I can just put each individual line onto half a belt and deal with it at the end. Which will mean those need to change. I want this to go that way. I will need to take up more space. I don't really need that, but okay, that goes there, that's fine. It's just gonna make the other output a little bit worse. A little less pleasant. Shouldn't copy it yet, because I still need the main output of nuggets. Especially if I'm going to here. It's gonna be weird. That's one side. This side doesn't need the funny layout anymore, which is a shame. I really hate that's one thing that I wish I hate differently. I have to hit control if I want to do this. I guess this area makes sense that it's unhappy too. This one should be really easy to contain. I just haven't done it yet. Ooh, my repairs here are bad. Because I don't have a chest for the repair kits. That's something I should improve. No sense in being efficient with ammo right now. Faster clearing is more important than efficiency. And it will kill some normal biters as well. The weird one. Maybe I partially cleared it before. This is the trouble area. But that should fix most of that. What I really need to fix is, before I change to anything else, I really need a chest. Why I didn't have one? No idea. And I guess it's also the construction robot draw that I really need. Okay. I am at this planet where I am here to fix my power. That should now function. There isn't actually enough power for it to do anything, but think about it, I should probably just dump a bunch of this into here. And figure out what I should disconnect. Okay. Oh yeah, this is what should be running, not the other one. So yeah, I did upgrade this power. Power to here is supplied from this line. If I temporarily cut that line and these lines, it should provide more power to this. Nowhere near enough. So what is the current problem? Roboports are a big waste. Yeah, I don't have solars. Okay, bad plan. Once this crafts, though, I will be able to jumpstart the nuclear again, and it should be spinning back up. It'll just take a while. That's simple enough. That'll feed out there. Basically the same thing. That doesn't look too good. Don't really need the space, might as well leave some extra space to look a little better. Maybe I do the same here. Oh, one more. So this will feed the output, which I haven't laid out yet. Oh, those guys are aggroed. Interesting. I have a crazy big range, and that's why. Yeah, I could explode a lot of these with that upgraded range will help, but I'd rather get the space laser set up. Edit. Control 7. Needs more solar panels. But solar panels will... That is a good amount of scaffolding. I don't think it's enough. It's wonderful to actually have these crafted, though. These are not crafted. These are not crafting because I don't have solar panels. I don't have solar panels because... Oh, because this is actually keeping up with its current demands, because none of this is crafting. Neat. Good and bad. Not a big problem, actually. Because... I just need to set up the solar panels properly. Because they are planned to travel to one of these, or this one. See, that's not right. Oh, okay, it didn't accept that I set that to a higher number, that's why. Okay, I didn't input it properly. I wonder what they're building. What are they putting into that circle? It's like a coil in the middle and it's a magnet or something? Motor? There's a holmium shortage. They should probably just steal most of these solar panels and repurpose them. Because I really don't need this many here. Boom. Power can now go get fixed. If these are sitting at 500 Celsius, if these are sitting at 0, then that would be a problem, but I don't think they should be at 0. Yes, perfect timing to refill the modules after it's already been consumed. Good, it is at 500, which means everything is dandy. Actually, that should probably go into there. These are heating up. These should be producing steam. Steam should produce power. Bam, it's working. Which means I can reconnect everything. And it should be all good. Hopefully. Good. I just need to make sure that I have something in place so that that doesn't happen again. And I need to figure out why it happened. This should feed back perfectly. Oh, no, because I didn't filter it. Okay, that's why it doesn't feed back properly. I forgot that those need to be filtered. I just built it without planning, and that's why the whole thing broke. Excellent. Knowing why it broke helps a lot. Did I set this one up correctly? No. It worked though, even though it shouldn't have. Did my original even get set up with that? No. This should have been filtered this whole time. It just happened to break in that planet, I guess, because of power... other power issues. But yeah, filtering is probably necessary. For consistency's sake. Tons of uranium. Okay, well, it should be fixed. I should be fine to leave. I have to make sure this starts up again, actually. Oh yeah, I never actually finished building this. Don't even remember why it was there. I have to make sure this starts up again properly, though. Because there's a chance that stuff like that will break. Because it doesn't handle major stoppages very well. I think that one's gonna break again. There's a very high chance that it's broken because of all that. As long as it works through the backlog, it's fine now. Crushed iridite is not being supplied fast enough, which might just be that I don't have enough ore being input. In which case, it's fine. As long as there's no backlog on the belt, I think it should never be broken. That one looks weird. Yeah, it's all fine. Now, the crushed iridite is slow because I don't have enough of this. That is predictable and not an issue right now. I would just need more mining, and I don't think it's necessary at this moment. Okay, so this one is just short on steam because it's bad. Let's turn off this reactor for now. This is the real reactor. I do need to deal with depleted uranium. Do I have any centrifuges? I do not. Well, deplete 50 per. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 minus 4. 5,000 minus 200 is 4,800. I'm gonna make a few of those. Push my problems to the future. Still complaining there, but I think this planet is... Ooh, all my Factorio's got eaten by this. And a productivity, this stuff on here. I might as well upgrade this. Been there long enough. Unmodified. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but... Or... It'll extract it more efficiently. Why does this not have power? I see why. Okay. This will be more efficient. This will last for a long time. 30,000 left with 2 stages of 40% productivity there, 90% productivity there. It should last for Plenty of time. Okay, let's let them empty out my inventory. Okay, well, they empty my inventory. Back to this. First step is fine. Second step. I'll need to leave space to siphon nuggets out as needed, so just need to leave a gap. It's easy. The next process is 50 chemical plants. Clearly my belts are wrong, because I need 8 belts total, which means 3 belts per set of 7. So my output belts will need to be sort of individual. And also I didn't plan how this would go at all. Eight belts coming from 21 of these is kind of horrible. It's not gonna be fun. I could change it up to 24 of these and then it still won't fully utilize it, but the layout will be better. I guess I could treat it as though it's 24. 8 belts with 24. 3 belts per belt. Like 3, 3. Yes. 1 belt, 2 belt, and a bit. 3, 4, and a bit. 5, 6, and only the 7th belt. So it's only 7 belts, so that's not gonna work. I hate it. Just such an awkward number in almost every way. Like, I can work with these. I guess I could do that. Have them distributed somehow. This could go that way. This could do the same. And I'm not leaving any space for beacons. Yeah, I need beacons in the middle, so these need to be wider. Because they're not going to fit close together, so. Each of these gets combined. One doesn't need to be. These are not particular. Then, so this is fed from the left, so I want these to go right. Which means 1, 2, 3, and 4 as potential output. Which is more belts. Because 8, that's 12 belts total. Which is fine, I think. I'm going into 50 that I can increase more. If I do 12 belts, not great. 10 belts, turning it into 10 belts might be fine. Trying to distribute it as evenly as I can. Which is not going to be very even. But if I turn the 12 into 10, then 10 into 10 sets of 5. I think that would be fine. What is with my mouth? Chemical. It's not that. Chemical. Making blooms. And Vitamelange nuggets and water. Water is simple, but as always, kind of annoying. Two options. I can supply water like this. I can run water with undergrounds. This is probably much simpler. Much easier to supply. This is 4.7. Oh yeah, it's just sand. This will need to be more. This could be half belts, but if it's half belt, there's nothing else to half belt because it's water, so it is a dedicated belt. This produces... I like they list ice as the raw for water. It looks like 1 per second. It will be sped up, so this is not accurate. It will be boosted by a ton. Lots are still not done emptying the garbage from my inventory. Because I think there might just not be enough bots on this planet. Well, I can just leave. How is this planet going? Oh, dead because this is not there. Many issues. But this is looking great. Power is safe. I can leave. It will take a while for stuff to catch up and run properly. Oh! Hello. I'm doing well. How are you? Factorio has had issues because I've forgotten and a bunch of stuff broke down, but it's good to be good. Still there. No, like this entire planet, power died because I failed in how I set up my Overx, so this planet stopped running. This planet died for like 4 hours of power. It's just a bunch of stuff we'll need to catch up again for other components to run properly, and it's sort of a knock-on effect. Like eventually these will craft, but they're not crafting because this. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like everything runs fine when nothing stops. This is weird. It's weird that it's trying to fill up glass, but that's just how it works. Like, yeah, everything runs fine. It should eventually catch up, but it will take a while to catch up. These not running mean that this is not running, which means that I'm not getting an entire cat group of that. It's a cascade of issues, but I can plan the next metal anyway. Oh yeah. Hopefully you can rest well. It's good. It's nice of you to stop by for a bit. What am I gonna do? I mean, this one's just simple. So I should really place the modules. Plan the beacons. I can hit all but one beacon. There, that hits it all. And I want one to hit over here. which can also supply those. Perfect. So. That's sand supply. This step is always the same. Nothing really changes for this general process. The step after this where it gets complicated, where I'm trying to deal with the science. And I need to make sure I keep in mind what I will need. So the Vitamelange is needed, but vitalic epoxy needs a reagent, needs vitalic acid, Vitamelange and sulfuric acid, which is fine. This is a liquid that needs to be dealt with. It's the biomass and the neural gel that are the real nightmares. So, biomass needs biocultures. Biocultures is nutrient gel. Nutrient gel's not that bad. Nutrient vats are not that bad. Vitamelange spice is the less processed component, so I will need a way to output that, but I think that's the only thing I need to worry about. The blooms are not used anywhere, so I just need to make sure that the extract and spice have proper output locations. Whether that's at this step or this step, I have no idea. My guess is that this step is where I should take this spice. 40, 10% there. The next step is 30, 20 out. Though I get more oil, so maybe it's worth processing it to get a bit of oil before stealing it. It probably doesn't matter. It's all cycling around repeatedly anyway. This is 10. I need 5 times that? Yeah, 5 times that. But I'm running 10 of these, each gets its own input belt. The output is hopefully slow enough. Hopefully the output's slow enough that I can long hand inserter and share it with other components. If not, I just need to zigzag, and zigzagging's fine. It's just not ideal. Flip. Okay, if that's there, this is the inputs. Somehow I entirely missed the inputs on this side. Just keep everything in a nice, orderly manner. This would need, this is 1, I need 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4 is an option. I can't make them way long. I can make them 7 inputs. I could do 7 times 7. That would be slightly under. Yeah, I don't think I can really change this without it being not symmetrical. Okay, that does hit everything. It just needs extra beacons, which is not the dream. Double check this, hitting those. I just need to hit there. That's actually pretty good, I think. So this needs to be centered kind of here. This is 10, it's not the perfect center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means the center should line up about there. There'll be another one of these above, and I guess below to feed these. Four in, 3 out will be questionable. If each of these just operates on the normal. Oh! Hello! How are you doing? Here. It's probably not ideal. Yeah, just getting started on it. I'm probably gonna make a mistake here. Ditch that one. Three, 6, 9. That's not right. Oh, it's 3, 3, 1. That's not great. Oh wait, no, I know how I'm doing it. Okay. This is not optimal, but it's maybe fine. There's just a lot of stuff to do. That I'm gonna run into issues. Also, I need to land. I need to figure where I'm landing. I'm landing here. Yeah. I mean, if I can, having not even finished the beam stuff, it makes sense as a stopping point to me. I want to try to stick out this whole process, but it is kind of, once you get to beam, finishing beam would be like, okay, it's a phase that's done, and then there's a whole new, looks like there's that whole arcosphere stuff, whole new chain of processing. We got a new project, a new other thing, yeah. Is that going to be a super tough project for you? Or is it sort of, is Slay the Spire 2 built on a similar enough, I don't know, framework or whatever that it's just, it's still a lot of work, I would guess, but it's not crazy? Or is it crazy? Vertical flip. Crazy in a relative sense. Okay. That there, make sure none of those are overlapping. Okay. Yeah, it's, you know, I have no precise knowledge on the whole process, but like, I know that like for some games, as it updates, it becomes kind of extreme to update a mod, so the fact that Slay the Spire 1 to 2 is not crazy is probably good. Ooh, that's good. It sounds like it's even an enjoyable project. What are they? Each of these 16 to do this case. This can't fill 3 belts into 1 won't work. Fortunate. Really don't know how I want to deal with this. Oh, and I'm definitely not dealing with it correctly. Because these will not be utilizing the belts properly. Yeah. Yeah. It's mostly... Okay, I also always forget how this works. Oh yeah, I can't do power remotely. It's just very awkward numbers for the belts. And I can never remember whether it's left or right. But I put the splitters there, which is the wrong idea, because the splitters would merge them in a way that... Okay, it goes on the left side. If I go vertical, it goes on the right side? Yes, okay. So it always goes on the right side of the splitter's output. You can keep that in mind. I guess, yeah, if you just shove it down so as stuff gets pulled out, I can see that. I really wish I didn't do this to myself. This is my ghost construction area. I shouldn't be standing here. Okay, so these drop on the right, which means I want these to go like this. But at least this is the initial step, and then I can deal with belt. Uh-oh, that needs to turn, yeah. Yeah. This will mostly just be... Oh, yeah, I missed one. Dealing with this for a while, but... I mean, Flizzfire has seemed super well liked. It has made me think I should try to play the first game more and actually... I think I only won, like, 1 run of the first game. And it was probably just luck. But it feels very... I mean, any game like that is kind of heavy on learning what is good and what isn't. Which makes the initial playing kind of, learning that taking this or focusing on that is completely non-viable is important, I think, but... What am I doing? Okay, those are set up. That ship's going back and forth, doing basically nothing. Okay, these will all feed into here. I could divide it into segments instead of doing it all at once. Like, I could force it all to the right. I don't know what the best looking way to do this would be. I'll do left priority just for positional reasons. Okay, this should be... 50 is making 8. Which means this should be 2.6 belts needed. These numbers are terrible. Oh yeah. Yeah, like, but I think there's sort of a base knowledge that feels important of like when to cut your deck to some fewer cards, when to have more cards. Where it isn't pure luck. There's multiple ways to win. You can get lucky and win, I think. At least on normal level of play, not Ascension 20? I don't actually know what the highest Ascension level is, because I never got good enough. Okay. This cuts it down to 3. This stage, all of those belts should be... Those 3 belts should be pretty well utilized. Not well distributed, but they should be relatively full. If I plan to run it here-ish, I guess I should move this over a bit. Can't actually be able to see this. Oh wait, it barely reached, didn't it? Yeah, I can't move it over that far. Yeah. Also, I think one of the things that's kind of strong about it is how, like, it can be pretty balanced, but like, every character, well, the 3 characters that I kind of know from the first game, I don't really know much about the 4th character. They're very distinct, which is cool. And it's distinct, and if there's a bunch of ways to win with them, it's a lot of parts, because there's some shared elements, some non-shared elements. It all comes together. Okay, what am I trying to do? It's impressive. I was thinking about if I put it there as a way to feed each. I'm not sure yet whether this will work. Oh, that's not gonna work either. Maybe I do move it all over and then change it. You think aesthetically, from the perspective of someone who's not good at the game, I think for me, from the first game, the most interesting was the defect. But that's because I like the idea of having a bunch of those orbs to sort of... Oh, wrong button. Trigger every turn and do stuff, but I think generally that's not you generally don't go for like a million orbs type thing, because that doesn't really seem to work without specific powers. You can't force it to go that way. This is output. I don't think I've ever actually even tried the... Ooh, what are they called? I could open the game right now. The, like, meditation-y one. Stan's gonna get here somehow, and I hopefully left enough space. Yeah. It's... Like, I guess you could, if you get a high enough focus level, zap stuff to death. There's some interesting, like... Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna play a run. I did very poorly. I died on the second level. Bad choices and all. But there's interesting stuff with the electricity. When you play a power, you create... Oh, it's not... You channel? The terminology is, you know, it's a card game. It's got specific terminology that it needs. And then channeling electricity is like... It seems like there's interesting, like, shadow builds, lightning builds you could aim for. Whether you can aim for ice-based builds, I have no idea. Or frost, it's not ice. Probably already issues with how I'm approaching this. Probably have to plan this out with the actual stuff moving. Because as it is, I don't think I'm gonna lay this out properly. I could get necessary input. 58, 8 divided by 50, 8 divided by 50, they need 0.16 of a belt each, but actually need divided by 5, no, divided by 10, which means it's 0.8 per line. Yeah. What, there's a card where if you play a power, you channel stuff, and if you like, it's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, there's a power that gives you a random power every turn, and then you play the power and you channel stuff, which is... I mean, it fits the name really well of the defect. Things sort of going awry. Random powers being applied is kind of perfect. Okay, this does not seem right, though. I think this is already wrong. Because I think this will bottleneck. Actually, no. Divided by 3. 0.6. This should take 0.8. Which means this and this should be 2.6 minus point divided by 3 is about 0.9. Should be 0.1 left going out here, split across 2 belts. This should be fine. Unless I'm doing the math very wrong. These should be fine to carry down to here. This won't be enough necessarily. 0.8, 2.4. This should be... I think that's what I'll start with, and I'll just actually figure out the numbers when I'm on the planet. The basic layout is extant. Oop, that won't work quite. merge this somehow, which probably means I should just move the whole thing up a bit, but that's the future. What is... I've now bothered myself too much. I really just need to check what that last character's name is. Watcher. No idea how they work. Never even played a game with them, I think. What is even my total? My total playtime's really low, I bet. Somehow I have 27 hours in Slay the Spire. I've played it more than I thought. But that was a long time ago, so I don't remember much. Yeah, it's cool that they're all distinct. Like, I mean, it started... I think the very first time I played, it was still just the big sword guy and the silent. I don't remember sword guy. Iron might be their name. Anyway, it branched out a lot from there. Like, Hefty hits hard and heals versus hits a lot and avoids taking damage, I think is what I would characterize them. Ironclad. Okay, yeah. I knew iron was in the name somewhere. Would not remember what the full name was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3... That should be fine. Yeah. I mean, Big Sword Guy has, I think... Yeah, like, I think they're very heavy on big single hits, and they have a couple of cards where the more you play them, the harder they hit. And so if you draw them every turn, it's very effective. But I don't remember them having a crazy amount of, like, card draw, which I guess makes sense if you have to delete their deck. If only you could profit from deleting your deck. I mean, it's a big investment to delete a card most of the time. I'm gonna figure out the belts later. That's messy. These will output 5 belts worth, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, 5 belts worth means these do share correctly. Excellent, which means I'm gonna have an extra belt. Yeah, strength is the most memorable thing about Ironclad. I guess, is it that they have a lot of cards that are strong that exhaust themselves? Assuming I remember that exhaust is where you play the card and it goes away for that turn, or fight. Encounter is probably the right term. Okay, this is not going to be quite right, because this belt and this belt would ideally be merged, but they're on the opposite side. I could run it backwards and merge it there. Or I could run the sand and water differently. I could run it this way. Which will need me to shift this a little bit. On the water before I forget. Heard from your hand. I think it being actually beneficial. Like, exhausting something... Like, if you accidentally exhaust a good card, it's a problem. But if you, I guess, have proper... set up and you plan well, it's actually actively beneficial. Oh, I have to move this now. And move this. Oh, unfortunate. How am I gonna position this? That hits, misses that. So, I guess I just need an extra beacon at the bottom, which isn't too bad. Oh, I just move one over. Fine. Oh, okay, upgraded. It's one of those things where you do need to know, where it really does help to know how stuff upgrades. Like, oh, I can't remember what card it was. There's a card where if it upgraded and it was like some upgrade and it's just, oh, 3 more damage or something, and those are kind of underwhelming. They're probably good still, but oh, can you check how they? You can check how they upgrade when you pick them up, can't you? You don't actually have to hope. I think there's a button somewhere. I think. Anyway. Second wind, exhaust all skills. Yeah, okay. It's something that if I try to play it more, I do need to remember. I mean, I shouldn't do this, but now I'm curious. Oh. I haven't seen that in a while. Slay the Spire for some reason opens with the, like, Java icon on my bar. I'm not actually gonna play this, I just want to look at something real quick. Well, but hello, Mr. Big Whale. Just give me here and look at cards. Okay, yeah. If you click a card, you can just view upgrade at the bottom. Yeah, here's an example. It's not shown because it's not highlighted. Like, neutralize going from 3 damage to 1 week to 4 damage 2 week is a more, I don't know, impactful upgrade than just more damage, I think. Okay, close this game. But you can check, and knowing that again helps a lot. Then there's like, when do you pick up the weird goo? Probably never on your first run. Yeah. But like, I think there's a run with the Watcher. There was a card that, I think it was probably the AoE shadow card, where I think upgrading it only gave, well, what else would it do other than either more damage or less energy? Like, I think it was either 2-to-1 energy or the damage was higher, but it's an AoE, which increases the value of damage, because doing 3 more damage to 3 units is a lot better than doing 3 more damage to 1 unit. A lot of, it seems like a very tight balancing act. I'm not dealing with that right now. I'm dealing with the outputs. So I'm not going to deal with the water. It's going to be fine, but this is input. Probably pull all this together. That'll be fine. 5 of these. Feeding into, I'm going to say 10 furnaces because that's a much nicer number. Yeah, I guess that's just 2 furnaces per line. That's pretty simple. could even just do this. Too close. There's probably going to be obvious issues with this plan. That's going to fit pretty well, actually. That's surprising. The moment I check the next step, that it's going to be a problem. No, it isn't. Weird. 1.3 and 0. The methane is kind of ugly. And we'll need some planning, but... it should be fine. There's so many factors and good practices that probably need to be learned to get consistent. Oh, actually, I could just do the output here. Even easier. I mean, even here is fine. Consistent enslaved fire needs sort of knowing when something's good and not. Can't just sort of suffer. Yeah. This one here, the methane, would be nice if I can ship it to wherever I'm crafting the nutrient gel, which I guess would be crafted in space, so... you can't do that. It's in space. Like, wherever I'm crafting this would be nice to supplement it a little bit, but that would need a space elevator for it to be worth it, probably. I mean, it's a low enough amount I could maybe get away with delivery cannoning it to space, but I can think about that later. Like, I can run the methane all together this way. Oh yes, multiple outputs. I have 5. The items 1.3 means less than 0.4, which means I can probably put it on the belt and then deal with it all collectively later. It's gonna bug me. That's gonna go out there. Nice and simple. Outputs, output, all that's fine. The vulcanite will just be bought, delivered. It'll be simple. Oh, yes. I think I can... because going through each step of bioscience, it looks to me like I can get away with wherever I need the methane. I think I can get away with methane from the close asteroid belt, actually. Which might not be ideal in the theoretical long term, but I have a big patch of 72 million, and I think that would be able to supply enough methane that it's faster to do it from the first asteroid instead of the second, which will make it easier, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think, yeah, because I saw it, and the biosludge was a painful recipe, but I think I did decide that turning it all into biosludge is the easiest option. We can make med packs. That would be funny. But yeah, like biosludge seems like the simplest if I get it into space. But since the wood is a physical item, it's easier to get into space. Like, I mean, 765 biosludge is pretty good. Where's the draw for the biosludge draw was from Vitamelange, which supposedly I need 800 with the initial first tier of science pack, which would reduce as I get the higher tiers and everything will be better. Which means this wood would cover most of that. For like, it will help a lot getting it kickstarted. But if the wood produced more biosludge than I needed, it would be much more painful than it producing a fairly small amount. So it fulfilling a role of getting rid of all the wood is honestly more valuable than the biosludge it produces. Like, if it was more biosludge, it would probably be significantly more troubling. Okay, these are 5 of these. I could filter it right away, or I could see what I need to do next. These are the blooms. That does not look right, because this is not the blooms. This is the spice and extract. The extract... This is a very unfortunate amount of chemical plants. 25.8 is so close to splitting nicely with 25 plants, but I mean, I could just not meet the 2.1k that I set, 2.185 that I set, but it's close enough. It's just unfortunate. So it's just not gonna look good. But I guess I do it as a big enough loop. It should only be 1.3 belts of Vitamelange in. So if I make 2 big loops, each with 13, that should be fine. Then how I distribute this is its own issue, but this is 5 in. I guess I split one of them between the loops, and then it will be fine. One, two, this is where it splits. This game, I wish every time, I wish there was a splitter that was, it splits here and here with a dead in the middle, and it would be so nice. Gradually crushing me and my desire for symmetry. Oh, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna be nice and symmetrical. Until I end up here. Okay. We'll be fine. These need to be filtered. I can filter it here. Sure. I guess this can be the filter. Output left for the Vitamelange extract. So the loop goes here. The extract gets sent away. That one is gonna bother me. I want it to... set it down. Send it to a chest. Oh, that's not right. That's supposed to be going from here. It's supposed to be output right. Okay. Safe and sound. This will split. One going this way. One going that way. This is prioritized. Oops. Good. Oh yeah, it always is good. What is... Bio canister. Some weird... This is what I assumed was the path, but I guess... The biomass there doesn't seem right. The... Oh yeah, eventually the significant biomass recipe produced that, but then it's used in neural gel. Oh, it's making the neural gel gives you... Nope, that's a net loss. I mean, it refunds, it reduces costs. It's just a lot. 110 makes 10, which means 10 nutrient gel per biomass. 10 per biomass. 10 becomes 30. And 10 becomes 50, so yeah. The biomass can cycle that recipe for a net gain of biosludge. Yeah. A lot of stuff. And oh wait, isn't all this stuff... Yeah, it's all his super low stack sizes. It's gonna be... Well, I'm gonna be using bots, which is gonna make it slightly less messy, but it's gonna be such a messy system. Oop, that's not right, whatever. That's the correct number. Oh yeah, these are weird output oil. Very weird. So, these will be widely spaced. These will copy... Not that one. This system. This system worked really well. It occasionally broke, but generally it didn't. Mass mileage, yeah. Yeah. There's so much stuff to deal... Ooh, that's weird. There's so much stuff you have to deal with. Because, I mean, they have to have... Ooh, I didn't expect that to be the issue. Why is that the issue? Is it because I just shipped a rocket full of this? It is because I just shipped a rocket full of that. That's... fair enough. This might be a problem, though. I might need to improve this. I hope not. Yeah, that's actually exactly what would stop me from continuing. Having to put a ton of time into fixing... or to basically repeating what those were. It would break me. I don't know. I don't need these. Just need a certain degree of in, out, out, in. Good. So, the extract itself needs to cycle, but it needs to cycle with the output. Because if it cycles separately, it will be awkward. I should probably want that running the other way. Input is restricted. This is restricted. Vitamelange. The extract will cycle cleanly enough. The spice needs to feed back properly. This should work. Which means these can be more compressed. I just have to figure out how I'm going to input. Is this... This is an easier input. It's not actually... This is more like the Covarex reprocessing. The extract needs to cycle back to keep it running, but there's a net loss, a consistent loss of Vitamelange spice. So I just need to make sure that the input spice can always get in, which is stack size automated is 60. So this is, I think, simpler? Unless I overcomplicated this. I'm pretty sure this has a different... Yes. Because the fact that it's one in and potentially one out for the iridite and the exchange beads is a totally different scenario, I think. Well, maybe not totally different, but it has a different... You have to deal with it differently. Because it's because iridite in, powder out is what you want. Where the current thing, you need to input what you're actually trying to output, which makes this simpler. Wrong button. Copy. This might not work. I might need like a chest or something because that might not have enough space. Chest would be kind of interesting. Because if I put provider chest, I'm gonna have to control this more carefully. But if I put provider chests here, it shouldn't break anything if items are stolen from the providers in the case where they're required for biocultures and biomass. Can these grow anywhere else? No, only in space. There's probably an issue with this. Oh, why is my mouse not going upwards? I hate when my mouse does that. It's weird. Different mice always just happen to do that. I guarantee there's a flaw with this already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out, in, there. I figured how I want this to loop. I don't know if it's safer if it fully loops. I just need the output point to be controlled. Which actually means this should be over here. Because from the Covarex, it is safer if it fully loops instead of going to a dead end in case I mess something up from my own mistakes. This should be 0.8 of a belt. 0.65 of a belt. No, 0.65 of a belt for the whole thing, which means this is 0.325 of a belt. Which means I could just run a belt around the outside. I think splitting it will look better though. Yes. Boom. Boom. I guess this input doesn't need to be filtered because nothing else should go into those. That's fine. That's actually high quantities are very funny. This process here is very high quantity, but then all that like biomass and stuff for the actual science is very low, at least stack size. But like the odd, yeah, the elements that are making it up are odd. I guess I could have placed that better. Because if I just had the splitter feed with that, it would be fine, but more splitters is not a real problem. Okay, this should function. That's the last step. The oil needs to be extracted somehow. I didn't place that properly. I have plenty of space. I just need to actually plan. Okay, I didn't really leave myself an appropriate amount of space. Oh, I just need to rotate them. Then it'll be easy. Because it will be... simple input. No filtering needed on the input. Now, what am I going to do with the oil? Probably something important. I haven't actually thought about what I would need it for yet. Is it needed in... Well, the bioscience would be a bad thing because I'm not doing the bioscience in orbit around this planet, so it'd be a silly task. I could produce solid fuel and just burn it all as power, which would not work because it would prioritize the other power source that I'm going to be using. I could produce rocket fuel, or I could just delivery cannon it, which is the easiest option probably. I could also just forget about it. Place down 50 tanks. It would take what, 50 minutes per tank. 50 minutes per tank. 435.2. 435.2. 435.2. would take, yeah, 57 minutes to fill up a tank. I could round it to an hour. If I put down 100 tanks, that's about 100 hours. That's the easiest option. By far. Is this planet? No. How's this going? It's slow. I'm just gonna launch it early just to get it. Hopefully get this planet moving again. I really need this. For some reason this is not being repaired. Probably because I'm not shipping repair kits. It doesn't even hit anything. Oh no, it does hit this, barely. Okay. It's like the worst beacon I've ever placed, because I didn't want to move. Like this one would never reach and I'd want to move stuff around. I could easily just move this over here and I wouldn't need this beacon. Goofy. Okay. First step, second step, third step, fourth step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, how do I want to deal with the output? Once these all start flowing, I should be able to take all items out from there, or from here. It shouldn't need to go around. There should be no Vitamelange spice being output. It's also not up to date, so I'm gonna get rid of it. There should be no Vitamelange spice going into the internal loop, because it should all be going into here and then back into here. So really, it just needs a splitter that is facing the correct direction. Good. That will then pull both loops together and then store it. That is a lot of water. 202,000 water. How many boilers do I need to get rid of that? Unless it's all used? Why is it not? Oh no, that's how much it needs. Oh. How many of these will I need to get that much water? How many pumps? It's not excess it's producing. Or it's using. I don't know where my water pumps are. It's been forever. I thought I had one right here. My nuclear is up here. Okay, water pump. These produce... These can get 1,200 per second. Okay. 202191. 202191. That's a pretty nice number. Divided by 1,200. I need 3 pumps. Not actually that much. Probably don't need this many pumps here. But, okay. Lots of water pumps needed. Ooh. Oh, yes, this is happening in space. This is not actually... That was just to estimate requirements elsewhere. Methane. Yeah, I can just store all the methane and oil in a bunch of tanks and forget about it for probably the rest of my playthrough. Other than that, I think the basics are sound. which means it's time to start. I still haven't made my copper planet, and I don't know if I ever will at this point, but I guess it's time to start accruing, or well, collecting. I've probably accrued all the modules I need. I just need to put them all into chests and bring them with me. Problem. It did get delivered. Excellent. What is the consumption rate? Peak consumption rate is about 322 per minute. Nope, 375. A little under 400, which means actually I probably, to keep this running at all times while also doing other stuff, I might need to improve this, which would be, hopefully I just put beacons down and that's all I need. Beacon up here, beacons down here, and that's it. Not a very complicated processing system. Just break it down, cook it. There, it's very simple. Just beaconing it all would just make it go faster. It would probably break the balance at some point and it wouldn't look quite right, but it should produce more. Okay, I need more of these before I go to space, which needs more holmium, which needs the cryonite, and it all comes tumbling down. Okay, so I have to wait for that before I can even go. There. Any more normal signals? I will need train tracks should be present. I shouldn't even need many train tracks because I think this should be reasonable to work with. I actually have these set up properly for once. Cool. Oh, the extras can stay in my inventory. Except for that one, that one bothers me. The pipes, all that. Don't need these. I need to make sure that I have the... You know, I can just set it as a request because I do need it always. Which set? Probably this set. Give me offshore pumps. That's safe. These are all there. Holmium is suffering. The ship should be on its way, right? Or is it still sitting on Novus? Should be going soon though, right? Yes, okay. Just manually get it moving. I really need that holmium. Everything comes crumbling down. So, these are limited by arrow frame because this was dead for an extended period of time because the power was dead and it's just playing catch up still. This is not running though. Why is this not running? Water. Enabled if it's greater than that. I hate this. I forgot how this worked. It looks like it has a recipe, but it would be producing steam, but it's... Visually, the electric boiler is troubling. Okay. It looks like it has the recipe. It isn't the correct recipe, but... It looks like it should be doing something, even though it says no recipe. Okay, well that's fixed for now. I need a ton of pulverizers. Give me extra. Oh, that's way more than I wanted. Shouldn't need any of those. I'd regret not bringing those in case I need them. Same with that. Neither should be relevant. I could bring delivery cannons, but it's easier to just ignore everything. I have enough normal chests. I will need the power source to convert, or the components to convert heat into power. Excuse me. So I will want turbines. Okay, how many turbines do I want? Using this as a baseline, I want probably only like 400 turbines, probably not 550. So I want 300 heat exchangers. 480, because that should fit. 1, 2, 3, 480. Yeah, 480 fits. That's close enough, I hope. Do the math. Heat exchanger, give me 300. Yep, that should be enough. Give me heat pipes. Why is it? Oh, because it's 3 per, so I probably need even more than this. Yeah, 400, so I need 500. And that's mostly it. That's kind of funny, because it doesn't need nuclear reactors and stuff. That it's mostly just heat exchangers, pipes, and heat pipes to get all the steam. Pretty cool. Which means I could add a few more turbines to this. Yeah, the power is excellent. I guess it's all going well for your coding, but yeah, I mean, it's overkill for this planet, but it was very easy to do, so I figured, why not? The power is, I mean, the power is basically free at this stage, which is so nice. And it's tidy is the big thing. Wow. That's, I don't know how many cards you're going to be doing, but that's progress. I would hope. I don't know how many cards there are per like base vanilla Slay the Spire character. It's less than 100, right? Okay. That's not horrible. Progress is good. Ooh. So it is less than 100, but it's closer than I would have guessed. 88 cards, of which, I mean, Slay the Spire 1, about, I don't know, 3 to 10 cards felt like kind of generic and boring. Like, obviously the attack and defend cards, and then a few like basic starter cards. And a lot of cards. I guess this was set up for the copper planet that never came to be. control click, actually. Why is this not... Ah. That makes sense. Those are still crafting, because I don't think my storage is big enough. I'm just amazed by 88 cards per character. For what? What is 6 characters? Blue Spire 2. I'm assuming all the first game characters are there. And then there's the Necrobinder. Oh no, they're not all there. There is Necrobinder and Regent are new, removing the other one. Whose name I forgot already. Yeah. If they got rid of... it wasn't even that long ago, but if they got rid of the, oh, actually I could... Watcher. Because it's still there. If the Watcher isn't in it, did the Regent and Necrobinder pull from elements of the Watcher? Or is it just no Watcher because... I don't know, lore reasons or something? Yeah, I mean, I hope that... I can't imagine what the Necrobinder would focus. I can check easily. Like, but the only things I could think of for Regent and Necrobinder in the context of, like, other, like, role-playing game type things. Necrobinder feels like it should be necromancy adjacent. And the Regent is like, ooh, I'm looking down on you. Which is kind of hard to picture cards for that. But they're probably great. Yeah, I guess maybe they... I mean, you said that the Watcher was maybe a bit too strong. Maybe there's something about it that they want to tweak. There's like a fundamental change that meant they didn't want to have it right away. I am lost. What I should do right now is get a count. I need industrial furnaces, I have beacons, I have pulverizers, I should have enough chemical plants, I should have enough of everything. Okay. If not, I can fly back. Ah. They do have a specific card that's like, oh, like they're... Is it sort of styled as they control the card that's generated? Like, oh, it's their minion that they're buffing and it hits hard once it hits? And I guess the Necrobinder minion probably... Like, the existence of a minion must be somewhat relevant to the implementation of multiplayer, where like it's no longer, oh, you have one entity on your side. Instead, there's an additional complication involving more than one thing, unless it's totally unrelated. That sounds kind of fun. Mostly because that feels reliable. Like, obviously making the sword stronger or better in every way is not necessarily consistent, but like, you have a reliable sword that worst case scenario, you don't draw 6 defense when you need 2 damage to kill the enemy. Which is not likely to happen most of the time. I dwell too much on bad luck sometimes. Why did I never productivity these? Do these do anything anymore? Oh, they do. I guess they just didn't do much. Okay, weird. Yeah, like it's... See. I know myself. Ooh, I should really upgrade these. It's not important, but I should. I know myself very well. I love the aesthetic, the idea of playing Slay the Spire. I know that if I were like, oh, I'll buy Slay the Spire 2 now, I would play it for a few hours and then not play it for 5 years. And the more it's like, oh, the Regent seems cool, Necrobinder seems cool, the more I'm like, maybe I should play it. But I should play the first one more before I play the second, because it's still fundamentally the same game. Like, specifics are different, but if I can't play the first game, why would I suddenly be like, oh yeah, second game? Unless somehow the Necrobinder or something is... This has been like this for a long time, I bet. This input to nothing. I bet this would have helped earlier to have noticed this. It doesn't matter now, but it's a bit late to realize. Oh, yeah. Hello. This assembler's lived a meaningless life. I wish there was a way to check the specific stats, specific production stats for each machine. I don't think it's important, but I guarantee this did produce 50 hours ago, maybe 75. It worked at one point, but now it has a life again. It has a purpose. Yeah, the idea of a minion and to take the hits for you and slay the spire is fun. Like, I always love the idea of minions in games, like summoners, like kind of the summoner in Pathfinder 2nd edition. I don't know if it existed in first. I know very little about first. Which it's not the same because the summoner shares HP, but like, building around minions is always entertaining to me. The idea that Slay the Spire could actually implement like a minion. How's this? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Implementing a minion in that's kind of cool. I am circling in the air. I need to make sure that I pick up all my stuff to go get this. I am short by 6. Why are they so slow? No idea. Kinda hate this ship design right now, but it's fine. Focus for a second. I can go start setting up the system once I have the industrial furnaces. Industrial furnaces. Rather have too many. Really want to spend like an hour just sort of looking at all of the misplaced inserters and stuff that I just have around the world. I also should probably... yes, I actually need to set up my... next space laser before I can actually go. Which also means that I need to... This is silly. I know that this is not what I need. I can scale it down to probably 3x3 and that would be enough. But I need a little more solar power. The solar power, and I need the injectors. I think I have enough injectors that I can get by powering the new... Yes, it's less than a gigawatt needed to start. I can probably pop up to orbit. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. I can travel to orbit this way. I forgot somehow. Ooh, that's bad. Struggles of that one metal that I forget the name of, holmium. Okay, this can get me where I need to go. I have a chest full of stuff. Ooh, I'm out of rocket fuel. Is this really bad? No, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, these aren't crafting because I don't have holmium. So, I really didn't need this many solar panels up here. So I'm just going to spend a minute clearing these up a bit. So that I have more in orbit around a star. It's a pretty weird gameplay element. I guess it's kind of like a makeshift Dyson sphere, kind of. It's not the same, but it feels weird that this solar power might end up being all the power that I will need, and like an antimatter reactor might be irrelevant once I eventually unlock it. If I eventually unlock it. It feels like blasting heat from the sun. The star that we're orbiting is not the sun. It's a little too effective. 2, 4... should be more than enough. Yes. It should be plenty. This can get rebuilt eventually. 2, 4, almost 600. Plus the amount that I need to reclaim from wherever it got stored. Okay, weird place for it to go. Yeah, that should be plenty. I'll just need to deal with it appropriately. So, send me to Calidus orbit. Make a bunch in here still. Oops, don't do that. Send me back to Novus orbit. Forgot to pick up. Oh, yes, I just drop the speed. And then I have to re-engage the movement. Okay. Interesting. Very specific details. But I need to remember, gotta take platforms with me. And I need, how many platforms? Okay, 5 by 5, 4 by 4. So 16 per. These are 5 times as much. I don't think I have enough. It should be enough to get started, but not enough total. I should have 3 times as many stacks. Okay, it should be 320 for every 20. And so it's 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 35, and I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nowhere near enough. I have a bunch I can fill up. Scale stuff down. And this will give me power. I don't need much power for the next planet. I forgot that I need one very important component. I actually need the thing that shoots the heat. I'm very good at forgetting the most important step. It's an acquired skill. It's weird that it goes from full speed to 0 there. It's interesting. Very odd. That's just... I hopefully delivered a little bit. Huh? Oh, that's excess cable? This is 1116, but this is 34. I don't know. The system of why it's complaining on the outside is unknown. That's crafting more. Might as well grab them. But one of these, and that should be more than I need. Back to the sun. The star that is at the center of the solar system, not the sun. There. Okay. I can get back to this for a minute. I was delaying until stuff was moving, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think that can be supplied, which means that this needs to be input sooner. Inputting the first one here should be fine, except it might... It's all about... This should have enough, but if not, I'll need to deal with it. Out. Like it's into there. There. To there. One more line should be enough. I think I should be inputting this in a different order than I am. Because this should be up here and that would be better. This goes there, there. Instead, this supplies. That's not going to work here. Because it's spatially limited, but that feeds in here. That feeds in there. And I'm actually missing a step still. I didn't leave myself vertical space here. Clean this up and try to start fresh. Those need to stay because those are where they're outputting. So this should be fine. Then I need... This can't go there, but it can... shimmy up if needed. Then basic line continues there. I want them to input this needs to input somewhere like that, but it should be... Should it be the last one to... input into the line? Just keep it there. Then I would want to copy... because that would shift everything over. Yes, I think I want it to maintain that flow. If after each output, if I have that in the middle and that after, it flows fine. Then there's continuing down there. This should be 2/3 of the output. And I need 2/3 of the output needs to cover 1, 2, 3. So that should be fine up to here. It shouldn't need to be... It shouldn't need a resupply of resources because 0.6 is less than 0.66. So it should be fine. Just copy... that. Nope, that does not work. Because it doesn't expand to the left. I have to figure out how much of this is still being utilized. If I want to input it this way, I could just make it wider. No, I don't. The math would not be fun. It would need a piece of paper. I'm just gonna leave it here. This should be functional for the first two. I need to figure out where I can cut off here and how wide I need to make it. If I need to make it wider, I have to move stuff around more because I didn't leave enough space. This can move 2 to the right. No, 1 to the right, which is not much. I should have landed where the door was on the correct side. Don't do that. Oh, it's not lagging every time I break one of these now. Was it lagging when I placed them before? It was. Pretty sure it was placing them that was the issue. Interesting. This should still supply all that I need. I should be able to just sort of copy it a little out of the way. If I work vertically, I should just do this. Place it like there. Turn it off. Maybe shift the power. For now, I think I'm gonna expand this and supply the correct amount of these for the amount of power output. Which currently looks like it's not enough, but I cut that. It's still low power. I guess it was always low power. Oh wait, no, I'm forgetting. These don't need to connect, and they have huge AoEs. Pick this up so that I can check. Can I fly through this without dying? Good. Okay. Definitely still more of these than I need for this planet. Almost 10,000 degrees Celsius, very hot. Very wasteful, because it's not the fancier eventual upgrade. Or very underutilized, I don't know. This only calls for about a gigawatt. It has peaked not much higher. Should be fine cutting this down even more. Each of these is a gigawatt, so 4 gigawatts. I think each of those is a gigawatt. 4 gigawatts should be more than enough. It's draining 6.1, so it's clearly 4 is 2, which means it's actually 2 gigawatts, not 4 gigawatts. I need to consider efficiency too. Okay. Just gonna add that. Gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. I just need more of these. Should supply me with more power. I still should be a little short on the 14 gigawatts. But hopefully it will be enough. This is 4.32, which should be delivering half that. But it's 3.6. I don't get it. No. It's 3.6 because the heat it's not the effect is not direct. Yes, it's net loss of temperature supplying 3.6 gigawatts, which means that it can't sustain that, which makes sense, except for the fact that it's not actually using the 3.6 gigawatts anyway. I don't know. It's something for sure. You know, I'd be out of scaffold first. Ooh. I actually did a good job placing it for once. Wonderful. Okay, 10 gigawatts. Pretty good power. Let's just tone both of these down. Hopefully to the point that it is stable. This should be consistent. Is it 2 gigawatts each? It's 2 gigawatts each, isn't it? That's what how that works. Because 1 gigawatt turned into power, 1 gigawatt to just run? Doesn't seem right. It can't possibly be the 8. 8 isn't 2 gigawatts of drain. I'm draining 10. 2 gigawatts each. 6.1? Oh yes, I confused myself. 10 minutes, 6.5. That makes sense. 8 gigawatts for 8. Makes sense. I never look at the 10 hour, and so it confuses me. So this should be stable enough. 4 gigawatts being 2 gigawatts, 2 gigawatts, both of those are enough. She could salvage a bit more power. Taking all this back will let me build more solar panels. This will let me supply power to the Vitamelange. The Vitamelange will give me nothing yet because it's so far away from being science. Because I have so many bigger problems to resolve. Whoop. I'm gonna forget that I have those there, but that can be set later. Actually, temporarily, I guess I could use it to laser Novus. And lasering stuff reminded me I will need to send proper meteor defense stuff here and laser that. Is that 3%? Okay, one there, one there. Very quiet planet. The planet is called Darus. Darus. Where? You're right here. Fire. Oh yeah, they actually start at default heat, don't they? Default evolution because they haven't been tainted. Cool. I could just let it drain energy and it gradually autoclave the entire planet. I kinda wish it didn't have to work the way it does. This is very slow. But I wish it, once it finishes here, I wish it would stop, refocus, and then blast right away, but just not necessary. Ooh, it's a lot of oil. But I can manually speed it up. Biter meteors, I guess, are how this happens. They drop and they leave worms there. Otherwise, it's a weird piece of generation to just have two lonely worms. I am still in space, I need to keep that in mind. Did it actually move fast? Oh, it did actually move faster. Yeah. It actually moved a lot faster over there than I thought. But yeah, it's kind of silly. Yeah, it's silly. If generation can actually just produce worms by themselves, kind of feel bad for them. I mean, you feel bad for them if they fall out of a meteor too, I guess. Like, ooh, bam, you live here now. Wait, it does do this. It's not consistent though. Why does the autoglaive sometimes teleport to its target, but then sometimes it doesn't? That's weird. And also, it's significantly stronger now than when it started, but I guess it just takes time to heat up. Weird. It must be some sort of, if it's beyond a certain distance, it just sort of teleport. It's not teleporting, it's retargeting. Instead of dragging it across the entire world. It's kind of fun to watch, too. This one should retarget? No, it's gonna burn all the... It's gonna burn everything. Well, that was what I needed to do there. Now I can supply power for the new planet very safely. Boom. Probably be blasting stuff with artillery a little more. Ooh, what I could also do is set up, rockets? And get accruing rockets for if I reach the point where I make Spidertrons. Instead of using the glaive. Which is an unknown whether, which I will use. But need to actually look at the damage. This is 50 plus 60, this is 200 plus 240. I really don't know. Not the right number, but might as well let it craft. Close. Yeah, I need to defend against biter meteors. Can I build? Can I build my meteor defense in orbit? Okay, yeah, so I can build it in orbit, which is probably slightly simpler to manage. It can run off of local, well, local in orbit. It can run off its orbit's power that can easily be supplied locally with solar panels without needing a big laser beam, or if I build a up-down thingamabob known as a space elevator that can supply power from the laser. I do think a space elevator is what I'm going to use and transport stuff via ships because that's fun. I'll need to make more ships, which is not fun, even though it's not difficult. But I guess I can just make ships like this one, set up clamps in orbit there. I will need to fix my holmium issues, though, and my aeroframe. This stuff would need to be stable for that to work properly. And it is not nearly as stable as it would need to be. Really glad this ice just sort of works. I didn't need to worry about it ever so far. Quite convenient. These bug me though. These are a waste of space. Those can be upgraded, the rest can be removed. Get me more space to figure out how I want to apply spaceships. Yes. Space. What was that? Oh. That's a weird effect. The way the light interacts with the fact that the orange that is an overlay over the top of the world reacts, like it layers over the light. It doesn't sort of cover it up. Never paid attention to that because I've never actually placed lights anywhere. Kind of neat. Okay, but if I do build ships to ship materials, I will need to plan how I'm going to load and unload them. Now is not the time for that. I just need to keep that in mind. Just craft all those, why not? Chromium is bad still because it's bad. That should have left not too long ago. Yes, so this should deliver a nice delivery. Will hopefully fix my current issues, particularly with the fact that I'm about to run out of cable in these. It'll be a huge sink of cables to get caught up again. Oof. Rough. Bring that to mind. My plan was on the new planet, I was going to... Oh, I've got a lot of those now. That's nice. The new planet was going to work with space elevators to ship. I'll leave these in orbit. But I won't be able to do that right away, because I simply am lacking the necessary everything. Don't have stable enough cables. That would cause far-reaching consequences. So do I don't think I would be able to handle the Vitamelange nicely with my current setup using cargo rockets, because I don't actually have proper supply of these. Which I mean, this rocket would be good enough, I guess, but I need to update this to reflect the material returns from the research. That is always in a weird spot. Is it recycle rocket? This one. I mean, if I just had better Astro 1 science and I just left this running. Actually, I could probably run it right now, because I think this is stuck on a different tier where this is maybe runnable. If I could get that high enough to be 100% return, then it's simple to ship stuff there and back. I still need to ship extra, but the math is not. The math isn't complicated. The percentage is probably close enough to being precise. Very weird. Yeah, making progress slowly. There's kind of a lot of issues that I caused myself. This is point defense, wrong type. I want more defense installations than that. I want 10 to be safe. 10 of these in orbit. They will need solar power. 20 megawatts flow charging. I will probably use accumulators to fill that gap. These store 50 megajoules. These have unknown 20 megawatts slow recharging, but there's no convenient number. It's interesting. That's cool to look at. I guess these fire... No, I was gonna say these fire left to right, top to bottom, but maybe it's based on the order that you placed them? Like, I think I might have placed this one first. It has the most kills. Then this one, this one, this one, this one. But that's out of order. Like, some of these are weird, but it must be the firing priority is based on the order in which you put them down. I can't imagine what else it would be. It's kind of interesting. It's unimportant, but interesting. Ooh. This is a question I have not thought about. Do I have enough orange science? Haha, I caught myself just in time. Just a little bit of time to spare. Yes. I need the telemetry. I should probably control this via circuits. It just feels like it would be quite annoying. Probably just need a two radars. Let's do red, whatever. Hopefully I don't break anything. Enable if telemetry is less than 50. Less than, no, 200 seems more reasonable. So that should need power, I guess. And once this has power, it will read this as 20. These could be upgraded, which is always funny. Is this being built? I can't... That is the color that should be built. That's built, that's there. I need to make sure this works. 20 out of 200. Should have done this a long time ago. Yeah, excellent. That will keep it from firing rockets when I don't need it. And it will mean I won't suddenly find myself short of... It'll fire one extra, but it's not a huge issue. I won't suddenly find myself short of orange science. Got my defense installations. I need a lot of the ammo. This should hold for a while, but I'll need to automate the shipping. Which will be simple eventually. Nope, don't do that. Okay, I can get the most basic stuff on the planet. It is almost time to stop. I'll do the orbit first. That seems like a bad idea. Go to orbit. I can check what the... Why is this unknown? I didn't change it. Oh, I added these, didn't I? Darius. Oh wait, no, this is the moon orbiting Novus. It's actually really close, so it should be pretty fuel efficient. Well, it's not really fuel efficient. Because if your vehicle consumes 7 million liters per meter and you're only traveling a meter, sure, you consume less than something that consumes 1 million and travels 6 kilometers, but that's not a more efficient form of travel. It's just less expensive, potentially. So, these are crafting, which is good. These are good. How are the rockets? The rockets are doing well. 4,800, I think, is actually the amount that I need. Why were there bots linking there? That's weird. Yeah. There's no service here, that's fine. Okay. I think it's fine. Landing in 18 seconds. I can set up the meteor defense. I wonder where the biter meteors come from. I still haven't run into any other, like, regenerated structures. I haven't explored outside my star system, but just remembered that I didn't bring any platforms. The rocket fuel cost is not too bad right now. But let's remember that I never saw any. Exploration journal? Wait, is there supposed to be another step that occurs here? Or is this all the exploration journal is? Because there is sort of a story here that just kind of ends with now launch myself into space. Feels kind of short. But that could be nearly vanilla, for all I know. Weird. Weird as always. That will cover that, and it will be placed. I didn't place those quite as close together as I should have. What a weird mess this has been. But it is time to wrap up. Not the most productive time, but I designed the stuff now so I can build it next. This part is fun to talk about, even if I know very little about it, because it's such an interesting game. They still haven't done that, and I'm here to steal space platforms. Wait, am I restricting this somehow? No. I'm out of steel, because I don't have steel being delivered from below. Understandable. I guess I will I'm gonna refuel first. Refuel the ship. Start flying to the new planet. And then, as I'm leaving, I'll stop. But I don't want to leave and then get there and not have enough fuel to get back. Hasn't happened yet. I'm not going to let it happen. I don't know if I can crush the bots or if they get deleted, so I have to be very careful. Oh. I should have tons of rocket fuel. Wonder if it'd be worth making a ship that's just full of rocket booster tanks and using it as a storage for rocket fuel and not flying anywhere. It might, if it was a big enough ship, it would be denser. It would be, what, this is a same area as a tank. Twice the volume. Kind of interesting. Consider. Okay. This is where I go next. I'm full on fuel. I'm full enough on fuel. Make sure I don't kidnap any robots. And And that's where I stop today. I think I will continue playing tomorrow. I think after this week I might play only once a week. Do something else on the weekend, or on the other day of the weekend. I don't know yet. As it is, tomorrow I continue because I need to build. I have to at least finish beam. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. I hope your porting of your Slay the Spire mod to Slay the Spire 2 goes well. And hope everyone watching has a nice night, day, week, etc. Bye-bye.